Welcome dear student for HSC online lecture initiative taken by Shet Vidya Mandir English High School and Junior College of Science and Commerce. I am Ms. Ragini Singh, Assistant Lecturer of Biology, and today we are continuing with our chapter Human Reproduction Part 3. Before we start, please be seated with your book, write down today's date and start taking your notes. Let's revise what we studied in the last module. So we studied that reproduction, the definition, the asexual and sexual, and we are continuing with our sexual mode of reproduction. Today we are going to start with female reproductive system as we already completed the male reproductive system. The female reproductive system consists of pair of ovaries, these are the ovaries, pair of oviducts, this is the oviduct, that is the fallopian tube, uterus, vagina, external genitalia, that is vulva, pair of vestibular glands and pair of mammary glands. The first four you can see clearly in this diagram, whereas the rest three we need to deal with the anatomy of the structure. Let us understand in detail what is ovary. We'll go step by step, understanding each and every important statement. So dear students, please listen to me very carefully. Ovary is the primary female sex organ. As in male, the testis was the primary male sex organ, whereas in case of female, ovary is responsible for this secondary sexual character. Its main function is the production of egg or the female reproductive hormones, that is the estrogen and progesterone. Ovary, it is solid, oval or almond shaped structure. It is 3 cm in length, 1.5 cm in breadth and 1 cm thick. It is located in the upper lateral part of the pelvis near the kidneys. Let's understand its location. It is located in the upper lateral part of the pelvis near the kidneys. Each ovary is held in the position by ligaments by attaching it to the uterus and the abdominal wall. If you look in this diagram, this is the ovary. The ovary is attached to the uterus via ovarian ligament. This ovary is also attached via round filament and the broad ligament. I repeat, this ovary is attached via 3 ligaments. The very first, that is the ovarian ligament, round ligament and the broad ligament. Each ovary is held in the position by ligaments by attaching it to the uterus and abdominal wall. We have seen in this diagram. The largest of this is the broad ligament. If you see, this complete is the broad ligament formed by the fold of peritoneum. It holds the ovary, this broad ligament, it completely holds the ovary, oviduct and the uterus to the dorsal body wall. The ovarian ligament attaches to the ovary to the uterus. So what is the function of this ovarian ligament? It attaches the ovary to the uterus, this ligament. The ovary produces 5 hormones. The main principal hormone is the estrogen and progesterone, whereas the next 3 is relaxin, activin and inhibin. So I hope you all are clear with the structure of the ovary. Please jot down the important word and the statement. We are dealing with this module with female reproductive system with respect to the very first and the primary structure, that is the ovary. Let's see the other structures. Oviduct, fallopian tube or uterine tube. These are the pair of muscular ducts lying horizontally over the peritoneal cavity. The proximal part, proximal means the initial part of the tube, lies close to the ovary and distally it opens into the uterus. Distally means end part. Each tube is 10 to 12 cm in length and it is lined by ciliated epithelium. Now this fallopian tube consists of different parts. The very first is the infundibulum. The proximal funnel like called fimbriae. Of this, at least one is long and connected to the ovary. The cilia and the movement of fimbriae help in driving the ovulated egg to the ostium. Let us understand this diagrammatically. This is the fallopian tube. This part is called as the infundibulum. This infundibulum, at the starting portion you can see the finger-like structure, and this is called as fimbriae, and exactly in the center there is an opening called as ostium. Singular is ostium, whereas plural become ostia. When the egg is released from this ovary, it is collected via this ostium through this fimbriae, and the egg is moved. As egg is non-motile, it requires the help of the cilia, which is present in entire fallopian tube. It is pushed and it reaches the fallopian tube exactly at this point. Ampulla. It is the middle, long and the straight part of the oviduct. Fertilization of the ovum takes place in this region. Always remember, fertilization of the egg and sperm is taking in the ampulla region. Next part is isthmus or cornua. The distal part, distal means always at the end, of the duct opens into the uterus. Look at this part. So this was the fimbriae, part of the fallopian tube, oviduct. This is the infundibulum. This part is the ampulla. It is present in the middle, long and straight. And always remember, the fertilization will always takes place in the ampulla. It means the sperm has to travel the entire reproductive tract and it has to reach to this ampulla. And here is the site of fertilization. This narrow part, distal at the end, the narrow part of the duct, which is called as isthmus, is connecting to the uterus. This is the more clear image you can see. This is the ovary. The fimbriae has been enclosing this ovary, and inside there is an opening, this small opening, which is called as ostium. An entire fallopian tube is lined via cilia consisting of three parts, that is the fimbriae, infundibulum, ampulla and the isthmus, also called as the cornua. Let's move ahead. Uterus. It is commonly called as the womb. Always remember, the uterus is commonly called as the womb. It is a hollow, muscular, pear-shaped organ located above and behind the urinary bladder. It is about 7.5 cm long, 5 cm broad and 2.5 cm thick. This part is called as the uterus. This is the place where the 9 months you have been there in your mother's womb. That's the reason the uterus is also called as the womb. Look at its dimension: 7.5 cm long, 5 cm broad and 2.5 cm thick. The uterus can be divided into three regions. The first part fundus, second body and the third cervix. Let us understand each and everything one by one. Fundus. It is the upper dome-shaped part. This fundus is the upper dome-shaped part. Normally, implantation of the embryo occurs in this fundus. Body. The central part is the body. It is the broad part of the uterus which gradually tapers downward. This is the body which basically tapers downward. Last is the cervix. This is the cervix portion. It is a narrow neck about 2.5 cm in length. It extends into the vagina. Its passage has two openings, an internal OS, this part is the internal OS, and an external OS towards the vagina. So the uterus has three parts: the fundus, the body and the cervix. I hope the things were very clear to you all. Now it's the time for you all to test your brain. The first question, the dash is also called as the womb. Take your time, think. The answer is very simple and the correct answer to this is uterus. Your second question, enlist the external genital organs in the female. The external genital organ in female is vulva. Third question, mention three parts of the uterus. Just now we studied. It is fundus, body and cervix. Let's take your assignment. Your assignment is you will explain the following parts of the female reproductive system along with the label diagram showing the parts ovary and fallopian tube. In this, you are only going to show and write down the notes of ovary and the fallopian tube. I hope this module was very helpful to you all. Thank you so much for attending this module. We'll again come back with the next module of the chapter Human Reproduction. Thank you.